Chelsea Blue.
Hello there, I'm Jonathan, this is Gary, we are Chelsea Blue, and we're going to be talking about the 1-1 draw at Anfield, which I have to say I was surprised at the result because I thought we'd be as abysmal as we were against Forest and we'd be taken to the cleaners, and I predicted a 3-0 win to the Scousers, but it was not to be. So Gary, what did you think?
Well, I thought we made a good fist of starting that way, thinking it looked like a 3-0 after the first 10 minutes because we were very poor at the beginning, as usual.
We were hopeless at the beginning, yeah.
And I mean, it was a really good shot, a really good goal, but we did sort of look all over the place.
Well, it was a good goal, but there were several things wrong with it from our point of view. One
absolutely.
Gusto seemed to be about 3 yards away from the player, from Gravenbach.
Yes.
Didn't make any move towards him at all. Palmer had gone for the winger for the pass, so it was up to Gusto to be marking him. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No.
No.
And then when he went to move into the centre for the shot, Santos didn't move towards the ball at all.
No. So we get more of the space in the world.
But as a consequence of all of this, the shot was actually in the middle of the goal, and Jorgensen couldn't get to it, despite it being in the middle of the goal. So, all right, it was a bender, and he hit it well. But
I think he hit it quite well. He might have bent away, but it should have been prevented.
It should have been prevented. It should have. But also, we were playing once again at the same level of incompetence as we had before, without any commitment, without any effort.
Nothing. We're apparently I think the team that's given away the most goals in the first 10 minutes of a game this season.
It doesn't surprise me.
That says a lot in itself. But after that, actually, we did actually seem to get our act together a bit, and we sort of started to fight a little bit.
Well, I think there was a very good outlet. We noticed that the ball was given to Cucurella, who was playing left winger practically because he had.
Because there's nobody else to play left wing.
There was nobody else there because Garnacho was injured, and Neto was injured, and also, as we know, Willian has got a hamstring problem in his back.
Yeah, no, there's nobody else. No, that's why
nobody else. So when I saw the team selection, I thought, well, actually, he's not going to play wing back because Hatto's there already for that. He's fitting in. He's the winger.
That's right.
It was the winger, and I have to say, he was fantastic.
He was at his best, and also I think tactically that was a good move from Callum to actually. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the only option he had, but he saw it, and he did it well, and he did have a great game. He was a man of the match, and I think that was deserved because he caused a constant danger. I mean, when he's playing like that, and his movement is always very, very direct. It's very hard to pick him up when he's actually bobbing in and out on the.
He's very, very in their faces, isn't he?
Yeah, and of course they didn't like it, and they couldn't.
He's very in the linesman's face. He's very in the referee's face. He's very
always.
He was a little blur of activity, wasn't he?
But
it also makes you realise what can be done with somebody actually taking people on and crossing the ball in,
which is exactly what Garnacho
doesn't do.
No. I mean, Neto does do that, but he doesn't take them on. He just takes them on for pace, and if he can get past them with pace, which he often can, then it's dangerous. But that was a clever move. I also thought Colwill made a huge difference.
Yes.
I mean, you can see. Even having him played a game, I mean, had he been fit all season, I think it would have been a very different story in some of those matches because.
And also the Fofana selection as well for Chalobah was interesting because he actually had a very good game.
He did have a good game, yeah. I wonder whether he was just looking at the two alternative options for next week, whether he can play, because obviously if Cole will start, it's whether he plays Chalobah or Fofana with him. And it's an interesting issue actually because you can argue both cases slightly. One could work better than the other. But Fofana, I think, if he plays like that, is a good player to put in that situation.
Yeah, he has these moments of being fantastic.
I'm not sure whether I mean,
he can be all over the place, can't he?
The problem is up. Obviously, we'll talk about it, but up next week he's up against Haaland, and that's the trick. Whoever's playing there, so
yeah.
That's the problem.
Colwill against Haaland, as long as it's not, as long as they don't do that kind of mark whoever's there, so it ends up as being Santos with Haaland, as I think we've.
Well, that's what usually is. If you do that, you end up with somebody who's half the size of Haaland.
That's not going to work, is it? But Gusto was playing right back instead of Reece.
Yes.
Reece came on, and Reece was excellent. But whether Reece starts,
I suspect he'll,
because Gusto was dreadful.
I think he'll start. I would imagine if you're going to. What are you taking? What are you holding him back for? It's the game. The game has to be next week, so I'm sure he gave him those minutes to start him on set.
Well, I sincerely hope so, because a back line of Reece, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella is somewhat better and
That's a lot better
than practically
absolutely,
anything we've had all season, and I would really
no.
approve of that.
No, I think so. I mean, obviously, it's who presumably
Actually, it'd be Hatto. Sorry, I'm sorry. It would be Hatto, wouldn't it?
it would
He'd
be
play
Hector.
Hatto there and play Cucurella on the wing again.
Well, that depends if Neto is fit. I suspect he will be. Then he's got a choice because he either starts Neto on the left and puts Cucurella back to full back, or he starts Neto on the right and then plays Palmer in the number 10 role and puts Endo back with Caicedo as a 2. Now, you could argue that Cucurella going forward against City might cause them a few problems as well. The City have not got the strongest defence in the world.
But let's say I'm now more confident that we actually will put in some kind of a performance.
Well, we will. I think if we're up for it and the way that we were in most of that game yesterday, then we'll give them a game. I mean, at the end of the day, they've got better players, and that's the risk of it. And they've got 2 great wingers as well, so we'd have to shut both the wingers down. But I actually thought the game yesterday, as it got on in the first half, and we looked much better. The equaliser was a slightly strange goal, but actually quite a good free kick.
Yeah, and it was very deserved because we were actually all.
Yeah, we were absolutely, yes, and that everybody was thinking, was that touched by Fofana? It clearly wasn't. When you looked at again the same that one view of VAR showed it as he looked like he touched it definitely.
Yeah.
And the other one, it realised it was actually the wind.
He was miles away from it.
Yes,
other one, wasn't he?
So that's another example. But it was deserved, and it was well taken, I think, in that sense. So we finished the first half. I think the best team. Much better than the 2 teams.
And he started off the second half well with a really
good goal,
which was just offside
goal
by that much, wasn't it?
It was leaning forward. It's literally leaning forward. That one very slight amount. It's offside, but it was tight. And a good finish from Palmer, actually, when he put it in the net.
Once again, Pedro made the challenge, didn't he? I thought
yeah.
Pedro had a fine game as well.
Yeah, he's a terrific player.
He's a class act, isn't he? He almost scored with a fabulous curler. He did a really mazy run, didn't he? And he just got the ball out of his feet, and you thought, oh, he must hit it into the corner, and he just put it past the post.
Yeah, that's right. And also, of course, near the end there was the penalty incident with him as well, which I don't think was, but I
don't know. I have a problem with all of these decisions, which is I always think if there was, in fact, I was watching the West Ham game today, and there was a very similar one, but outside the penalty area, and was immediately given.
Yeah, outside the box, there's no.
They almost as if they have a completely different standard for what is a foul in the penalty area. If a player is in a position and going past, and you tangle your legs in his, surely that is a foul. Which is what this guy did. He tangled his legs in. He got, and I always think the defender is always looking. He's always slightly desperate because the other player has got past him.
Yeah.
So the number of times you think that must be a penalty. He's prevented him from going forwards.
I think it was. I mean, I think Pedro sort of slightly lost his own cause by getting up too quickly as well. And he stayed down.
He stayed down and rolled a couple of times.
Yes. I mean, because he got up because he saw the ball free and he thought maybe I can have a hit at it and score. But if he had stayed down after the challenge, maybe. So that's where being honest doesn't always help you.
No.
But I thought it was encouraging to see that the team were up for the game. And after the first 10 minutes, it was only up for the game. But then it was a lot better.